Now we move towards one of the most awaited moments of today's conclave, the keynote address.
It is our privilege to invite Dr. Vinod Bidwaik Sir, Group Director, HR at Satara Media Group.
He will share his expertise on the topic learning workforce transformation across IT, Fintech and smart enterprises.
Good morning. Honorable Dr. Darshan Sagare sir, Honorable Professor Dr. Ajinkya Sagare sir, distinguished guest on the dais, of the dais, faculty members, professors, and my dear students. It is my great privilege to be here, and thank you so much for inviting me here to have an interaction with you all. Yashoda, Yashoda Group of Institutes. We have a relevance of Yashoda, Lord Krishna, his original mother was Devaki, but he was groomed, and many life skills what he learned, it was in Nanda, while he was with Yashoda. And this is applicable to you all today who are present in this auditorium. It is like your second mother, what you are learning today from your professors, from your directors, from your faculty members. And I would like to appeal you all to use those maximum time to learn, because these 4 years, if you are engineering students, or 2 years if you are management students, is a foundation, is a building block for your next career. Many a times I keep listening from the people, from the students, that practical knowledge is very important. And by doing so, most of the times what I observe, and specifically in urban areas, like in Tier 1 Mumbai, Pune and Bangalore and Chennai, they miss the original academics of 4 years and miss the education, what exactly the foundation. I personally believe that the education, whatsoever you learn in the colleges is very important, and that's why many professionals go back to the colleges to take their executive education. So we should not underestimate the power of education, what we invest during your college days. So first, whenever I go in the colleges, I communicate to the student that these are the years very important to spend on. Because your parents may have some dreams, your teachers may have some expectation from you people, and religiously you should follow those. Today I was asked to speak on learning workforce transformation, leading workforce transformation across IT, Fintech and smart enterprises. But let's understand first what are the global trends, what are the workplace trends, workforce trends, and what are the technological trends around the world. So if you recollect, and you must be reading a lot of news nowadays, one of the fundamental trend is affecting our life is geopolitical tension around the world. A few years back, almost 4 years back, this Russia-Ukraine war started, then Israel-Palestine started, and then currently this Israel, Iran, America, and then it is extended to the Middle East. And that is definitely is going to have the bigger impact on our life. It already started in our day-to-day life, like this oil and gas prices going up. This will continue. This war may stop, but maybe there may another wars make up. So geopolitical tensions will continue because the countries, the nations will have their own aspiration, like China is claiming Taiwan, Hong Kong. There is a tension between China and Japan. That will continue always. But that impact always will be on us, and the challenges always will be us, because this disturb the supply chain, the raw material, what we are importing, what the export we are doing. Our largest export is to Middle East, from farmers and all sort of things, because Middle East don't generate anything. They don't have any crops and all these things. So that is exported from most of the times in India and in other Asian countries. Another is about technological changes, what's happening around the world. And I don't need to tell you that what is happening around the AI. Almost every job in our organization, we are doing the research that how many jobs will be displaced, will be made redundant next 3 years. So almost 60% jobs will not be there going forward if this agentic AI take over. Now you are an engineering student, perhaps you may be aware what agentic AI can do. They can do anything. Forget about ChatGPT, Copilot and a small generative AI things. In our organization, we recently started experimenting that how we can, and intention was not to replace the people, but intention was to have the adaptability with the technology. There were 2 people working in time office, attendance, payroll, documentation, signing, compliance. That job is replaced by AI. Now, employees in your organization don't need to go to the HR department. They have to just use the application. All the information is available to them. With the algorithm-based agent, all the information is available. And this is applicable in every job what is coming. There are almost 30 million jobs will be displaced, but new job will also be generated. And that is the beauty of the changes what is happening. That is the thing where we need to learn, relearn, and again unlearn. The way what we are doing yesterday, the study classes, because everything is available on internet. Earlier it was Google, now your ChatGPT, Copilot or whatsoever cloud, they are working actually your online teacher, mentor, coach. Every information is available. But the fundamental question remains that what sort of information we are consuming. And with this, third global trend is about workforce dynamics, demography, technology, workforce technology. The demography is changing. India is the largest young population. Almost 65% people of the India are below 40. 38 is the average age of India. It's a quite young country what we have compared to Europe and other nations like Japan and China. Now this has something different in mind, because as India has become the youngest country and have a good English speaking community, the student, it is also the great opportunity for us to showcase our talent to the world. But it will not happen when you are actually doing the same thing what you were doing yesterday. So demography is changing. The percentage of Z generation, what like you people, is almost 35% in India, and globally is similar. Now the organization has to think that how those people are relevant to the market. And then Other things like people are expecting, and specifically this generation is expecting the lifestyle, the lot of aspiration from the parent and from the student themselves, that what the salary, packages, benefit more, right? So that is the totally, and of course with this small equipment in your hand, everybody, smartphones is distracting. And this need different skills. I'm going to talk more about that. So those are the challenges, and how our businesses are monitored, that is also important, because when you are joining any company, they work on the strategy that which market we should be, what should be the target group, what should be the target audience we should work on. But that is not actually, you have a product and you go in the market, it doesn't happen. I may have a beautiful product, I may have a very strong product, but if the market doesn't need, then there is no meaning to that product. So what the skill set of tomorrow was is very important. So the organizations are not going towards the job role particularly, but organizations are nowadays are focusing more on skills. Skill-centric organization is the future of workplaces. It is not about the job specific. Like most of the time when there are campus interviews and my colleagues are sitting here, they will agree that most of the times the candidate asks about what is the job description. Job descriptions will go away with this AI. Because what's the written in the job description will be done by agentic AI. There is a famous financial company, you must have heard the name of Bajaj Finance. We get almost 10 calls every day from Bajaj Finance. Sir, आपको लोन चाहिए क्या? आपको ओवरड्राफ्ट चाहिए? सबको आता होगा, everybody. Every day we get credit card चाहिए क्या? That company hired an agentic AI who interacts with the customer. This agentic AI spoke almost 10 crore people in India. And out of that, 3 crores were converted as a lead were generated. And you will not understand that the agentic AI, it's automated. I am doing the experimentation in my organization where the interviews will be taken in my language, in my voice. Because normally I have decided that at last I interact with the candidate for at least 15 minutes. So that interaction will be done and I can interact with the multiple candidates and the report comes without biases. Because one of the benefit of AI is they may not have the biases. They may have how the data is fed. So that is the future. After 2-3 years, perhaps you don't need managers. You don't, perhaps in the CEOs. You don't need professors, teachers. The agentic AI. I actually attended one of the conference and the Harvard professor, his wife could not recognize his voice. He interacted, it was offline. So हमारे पुराने ज़माने में हमने सोचा होगा कि we have people who are visiting multiple like Swami Samartha or Gajanan Maharaj or maybe Krishna presenting in different locations, right? We have seen these movies, hologram and all these things. That is the reality nowadays. The future is not in the future. Future has just arrived and we are living right now in the future. Now the question remains what we will do as a human. It's okay, we learn skilling, reskilling, different programs, doing the academics, core knowledge, non-core knowledge. The AI is smarter than us. It can extract the data from multiple sources, from internet and whatsoever you feed. the quality is much better than what human being can do. Repeated actions is done much better than what we can do. And one of the thing is, if it is trained, the model is trained, we can even remove biases. Biases means what we have assumptions about the people in the world. It is totally changing the disruptions. And it is unlike the first industrial revolution, second, third, fourth, industry fourth and all. It is totally different. In my organization, 40% job will not be there in next 3 years. And we have to really reskill and retrain those people. We will not have editors, we will not have writers, reporters, videographers, anchors. Everything will be handled by AI. And that's how it comes, that what we will do. And that needs a different skills. So we have to make the cohort with the AI. We have to learn how to live with the AI. And perhaps if humanoids comes, you will not know who is sitting besides you. There are already experimentation going on. Automation, we have seen few years back, our homes are automated. Imagine the situation, I have a refrigerator at my home which is IoT connected. Everything is fit to that. Bosch has already introduced that. Wi-Fi connected. I have all the information, what I eat, what sort of product is in my fridge. The automatic signal goes to the Amazon or DMart online. If the product, whatever store in the fridge goes down, the automated triggers goes to the Amazon or maybe online and the product is automatically purchased. The same data goes to the insurance company. How much beer drinks you have in the, or Coca-Cola and all these things. So your habits will be tracked. And we are tracked every day where we are going with these smartphones. And then insurance company decides your insurance based on what we are consuming. That okay, what's the healthy product you have in the fridge and all these things. We think that it's the science fiction story, right? It's the reality. Your all equipment at your home are connected, IoT connected. Your fridge are connected, your robots which is cleaning your Eureka is connected, your washing machine is connected, your everything is connected. And it is tracking your data if you are connected to the smartphones. And then if some company comes that I have created a chat agent which will connect with you all and your insurance policies is automated automatically and everything. You don't need to do anything. Organizations have done such types of experimentation many years back. In one of the organizations, we implemented the payment factory to pay the payments of the vendors and suppliers automatically. If your purchase order number is same like the invoices generated, every Friday there used to be automatic payment. The work which was done by the 7 accountant is done only by one person, and that is the office boy who is going to just tick that barcode and scan the copy. Shared services concept. Global capability centers. You must be listening a lot today that India is the hub of capability centers. And that payments is happening from the Global Capability Center from Hyderabad. It may be at Pune, it may be in the tier 2 cities because of the cost. And that needs a different skill set, because what human will be doing? Everything is done by the technology, everything will be done by the systems. What we will do? The questions remains there, right? Yes, no. It's not the scary situation. The human being is always adaptable. The change is constant. Only one thing is constant in this world is the change. But the human race, डार्विनचा सिद्धांत आहे तेव्हापासून लागलाय की the person who is the strongest one. The strongest one is who can adjust the situation, who can learn to live with the system. And that's how we all need to invent ourselves. We have to challenge our assumptions. And for this, human being will be there to solve the problem of the society. We have to actually know who solved the problem. Blinkit, Zepto. What was the problem? Problem was we want a product immediately at our home because we are lazy. We don't want to go outside. And those companies actually use that, the business driver of laziness of the people to solve the problem of that lazy people and introduce the Blinkit and Zepto. Zomato. We don't want to cook the food at home because we are lazy. It is not because of the jobs and all these things. And we put that responsibility only on the women. And that's how the Zomato solved the problem, that immediately the product at your hand. So if you want to be successful in the career, firstly we need to understand that we should solve the problem of the society, of the organization. And India is known for that. हमारा जुगाड़ बोलते हैं ना, जुगाड़ management. So that problem solving is very important. So human being will be there if you are able to solve the problem. If you are there to just do the repeated thing, AI will do that. But if you want to solve the problem of the company, society, then definitely this is the, so we as a human being will be not employees. From our transition is happening now from employees to the value creators in the organization. We are looking towards the people as a value creators in the organization. Second, ChatGPT can't interact in a human way. Collaboration is very important. So how we are collaborating with different people, different departments, and bringing them on the table to solve those problems. That is another factor. And by doing this, create a new value for the customer. Because at the end of the day, you may work for the industries, but your salaries are not paid by the industries. That is paid by the customers who are taking the product from that industries. It is not the industries. It is not the HR manager sitting here. It is the customer who pays our salaries. And that's why how we are critically thinking to solve our customer problems. And that employees who is solving the problems directly or indirectly will create the value to the organization, and they always will be employable. Now, in all these financial organizations, global capability centers, ITs, there are a lot of right-sizing organization. Why? Because there was some talent availability in the market, there was a demand, and the people in those organizations started doing the same job. They never learn. The coding skill is now outdated because it is done by the AI. But the problem is those people that they never learn a different skills. They just started doing the coding. Quality people in IT industries, handling the quality things. It is not no needed people. So how we are reinventing in a different skills and creating those value to the organization is going to be important. Now, what are those future skills? And I ultimately is, okay, earlier speaker spoke about the AI and all these things, sensor technology, IoT, all these things will play a major role. But there are many roles in the organization which will be done by the human being. And for this, if you are totally dependent on the AI or shallow knowledge, it is a problem. Unfortunately, we are too much, our span of attention is going down. This Insta and all these things, distractions are so many there. We are not focusing what we want to focus. And that's why it is very important to understand that we need human skill always will be there. And what are those human skills? Those human skills will be there, how to handle the mixed demography in the organization. Like any organization will have a 20 to 40% digital workers working. Digital, I mean to that AI agent. In my organization, our plan is to hire almost 20% AI workers by 2027. It means that the AI agent will be there in my organization. Now I have to train those 80% employees within next 2 years, how they are going to work with this AI agent. And collaborate within the other team members is very important. So it is feeding, training those AI agent properly, giving some, if the person is marketing, he need to train that AI agent properly, and we are giving the technical training programs to them. But doing this, it is also other people, because human value will increase over a period of time. Everything will not be taken over by AI, but there will be new jobs coming. Like still people will get frustrated, there will be disappointments, there will be depressions, and today is also there going on. The young population will face many challenges because of the unemployability and major problems what we are facing because of geopolitical, technological changes. The person who will remain there in the organization, who is strong enough to adjust all these things. And what are those human skills? Cognitive load balance. We are getting lot of information, lot of narratives from media, from social media, WhatsApp. You don't know, somebody says drinking water is good. Drink 2 liters water, 4 liters water in a day. Somebody said, no. Drink what is appropriate to your body. To whom we believe? Somebody said that this political party is against India. Somebody says this political party is only thinking about India. Nationalism. And we have actually fragmented society, caste, religion. We are forgetting every human aspect nowadays. Those are the narratives. Today everybody is framed. There is a framing theory. We are framed by the media. And we think that this person is the great person, this leader is the great person. You don't know behind who is he. And to understand this, we need to understand what information and how we are filtering that information. There is a lot of data available, big data. What we are doing with this data? How we can put the algorithm in place, analyze that data. Any information coming to me is right or wrong. Balancing that is very important. And that is called as a cognitive, because our mind is very busy. There are almost 50,000 thoughts coming in a day. And we don't know what those thoughts are. Positive, negative, narratives. Our today's friends is becoming enemy easily because of the political narratives and religious narratives. But is it the reality? We don't know. And that's why we need to train ourselves to filter the data properly. And there are different techniques. Maybe you can learn those techniques, that how to balance that cognitive load. What is a load? Our brain is very busy analyzing this data, but it is paralyzed nowadays. We can get easily distracted, we can get easily influenced with this social media. And To understand this, we need to understand the language, proper language of communication. Is the social media language, social media literacy, what we call. How this hashtag works, how this collaboration works nowadays. There are influencers and many things. Creative and critical thinking will always be there. The World Economic Forum every year publishes the top skills required, and this critical thinking and creative thinking is always on the top. Emotional intelligence, understanding our own emotions, tagging those emotions, understanding others' emotions. Is it happening nowadays? We are too reactive. We are not responding, we are reacting. Somebody says something, we just start fighting with the person. At homes, I have seen many people coming, complaining that, घर में कुछ हो गया, उसका impact job पे हो गया. We have made our life so much complex without any reason. Minimalism is the concept practiced by some European worlds, specifically these Nordic countries, Sweden, Denmark, are minimalistic. If you go in any shopping mall in Europe, you will find only 4 or 5 colors. But when it is in our India, there are multicolors. I never understand the difference. I know only red, but there are different shades of reds available. Specifically, women are very smart in that. I never understood the difference between brinjal and all these things. Red is red for me. It can be any red, only shades. We have made our life so complex. And that because of that complexity, decision making is become very difficult. If there are many options available with us, there is a research, we tend to not to take the decisions immediately. I will give a simple example. My wife goes to the shopping mall. When we go for the shopping, in shopping mall, there is a shopper stop, or maybe there are multiple options available. And when she searches something, at the end of the day, she tries everything, but she don't take decisions. She said, nothing is good, I will not take this. But when her friend or maybe some on Facebook, somebody says that these are the saris, 5 types of saris, her tendency is to choose, and she definitely buys something from that because there are very less options available. And that's how it starts, that when there are multiple options available, we tend to delay the decisions, and decision making is very important. And that's how many organizations are focusing on the decision making skills, that what strong decision we take and how we actually cascade down intuition decision making. So those are the decision making skills still will be relevant, because artificial intelligence will help you to take the decision but will not take the decision on behalf of you. My AI clone, my digital clone will interview the candidate and submit the report to me, but at the end of the day, it will be decided by me to whom I should hire. And that's the beauty of living with AI. So there are 3, to summarize I will focus on only 3 things, that how workforce transformation is happening, that there are some AI things we need to work with the integration which will happen, where our job will be redundant. There will be 2 things, augment, where augmentation will help you have to work with the AI. And third is humanize. There will be still many roles available in the organization. If you have this empathy, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, decision making, cognitive load management, and social media literacy, and how to analyze analytical thinking, then definitely those roles will be humanized. So either AI will, what as a human being will, or the organizations are working on, humanize, augment, and integrate. If the roles are augment and integrate, there is a threat, and we need to definitely learn. I always support that human brain is very capable to handle those changes. I wish you all the best. Thank you for inviting me here, and thank you so much.